gonna make everybody realize how bad Russell Westbrook is right now. His 2K rating for 2K23 is a 72.
That's true.
Yo, Beth. That shit crazy.
On a Saturday! It's All Legal with your boy Barry Grit. You can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at All Legal Podcast. You can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I'm all over the place, man. And trust me, go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Page is growing. What's up, Claude? How you doing? Big Phil's in the building today. Nicole on the ones and twos. We got my homie here. You know what I mean? 3-time All-American, 2-time Player of the Year, Brooklyn College legend. Can I say legend?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So I think I'm giving you too much kudos. You know what I mean?
It depends on who you talk to.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, you put in work at Brooklyn College. You put in so much work that they actually, you know, they built a new building while you were there.
Yeah.
And I feel offended. I feel offended for you.
Why is that?
Because they
this
need
NIL thing was going on.
Nah, I mean the NIL is one thing, but I need you to have like your name somewhere. So it may not be on the court, but I have a suggestion. I'm gonna write them a letter because I'm a letter writing motherfucker, right? So I'm gonna write them a letter and say, my friend Rich, who built this program, deserves his name on the bathroom. Because he's so full of shit.
Right by the third stall.
Exactly. Third stall. the rich bowl. That's what we're gonna call it. But lots to get into today, man. You know, all NBA. We got Dame Lillard. We have James Harden. He has a new extension. Took less money. I was very shocked at that. We're gonna talk about the Lakers. About there's this inner struggle going on right now in the organization. We're gonna talk about the Britney Griners situation. I don't really want to talk about it, but we're gonna talk about it. We're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers in the new segment that I'm going to call Who Gives a Fuck About That Particular Topic, right? You know, lots of stuff. And then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week. So before I get into any sports news, I saw this video, and I sent it to you yesterday, Claude. NASA, I don't know how old the video is, but they did a live feed, right? Up in orbit. And, you know, you see the satellite there and shit. But off in the distance, there's some shit moving. And it's moving fast, right? And then it just stops. Stops for like 35 seconds. And then it just darts off after the 35 seconds. Like light speed, right? And I'm like, I know they didn't expect to see that shit on that live feed. So, aliens are real. I'm just going to put it out there. They're real. Now, my thing is, how you feel about that? If you know that aliens are real and you're the government, do you tell everybody?
Can't.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't.
You can't tell everybody. Why?
No, it'll create chaos.
It'll create chaos.
It's the scariest thing to know.
Because people are fucking crazy.
The unknown.
Yeah.
But I do feel like through this whole universe or whatever this world is and beyond, to legitimately think that we're the only ones that are on this earth or this planet or whatever it is, I think is crazy. I definitely think it's crazy.
Yeah, but to see it was nuts though.
I feel like at some point we will.
Yeah.
With everything that's going on with this world,
I wouldn't be shocked.
At some point we will.
COVID, we dealt with COVID. I wouldn't be shocked if a spacecraft just drops right there in Queens Boulevard.
District 9?
Yeah, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Whatever, you know, I wouldn't be shocked.
You know what I mean?
I do think at some point it'll happen. At some point we'll, because there's too much happening.
What do you think, Phil? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Oh,
Claude, what do you think?
Oh,
You know? Claude's a big extraterrestrial.
He's in the conspiracies.
He's like one of those guys that wears the foil hats.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of those guys. Like, you know,
antenna.
Yeah, has a whole bunch of like canned beans stacked up in an RV. That's That's gone for you. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I saw it yesterday. I just had to talk about it to start the show because I was just like, okay, so they just out here now. You know what I'm saying? They're just out here now.
The Pentagon released like a video
because they can't contain anymore.
The pilots, like the Air Force pilots that were in pursuit of and everything on the aircraft just started shutting down.
Right.
Once you got like too close to whatever. So I think it's out there. I just feel like it'll just get real once we see it.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just waiting to see who's gonna be the Will Smith of us. Who's gonna be the Will Smith? who gonna be that guy? Is it gonna be Obama?
I feel like if they come, they ain't coming.
It's Obama. Welcome to Earth.
Yeah, word.
Is it? You know what? You know who should introduce the aliens in? Morgan Freeman, because Morgan Freeman got that. He got that voice. Welcome to Earth. Well, we've been waiting for you. Yeah, I like that.
That narrator's voice.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. You need somebody strong like that. You can't send Biden. Biden's a little, he's a little shaky.
Did you see Biden fall?
Yo, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he falls off the bike, you can't send him up there to go greet no aliens, man. That don't work. That don't work, man. You need, maybe we can send The Rock. Send The Rock. We can send The Rock. Yeah, Rock would be a good ambassador for planet Earth.
Yeah.
He'd be a good ambassador. Yeah.
Does he take the belt with him? No.
Nah.
Doesn't take the belt.
They probably watch wrestling, but they weren't a fan of him. Probably. They probably asked him, Hulk Hogan. Nah, I'm not Hulk Hogan. I'm The Rock, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into this sports thing. I am shocked at James Harden. I thought that he was one of those guys that's selfish. Was all about his money. He wanted every single dollar that he can be able to squeeze out of it. And listen, rightfully so. If you working, you deserve your money. But if you want to be the guy to say that you want to win the championship, there's a certain level that you have to sacrifice. When you're on a good team and you have roles, everybody has a role to play. There's sacrifice everywhere. Like there's certain guys that can be able to score and average 20 points a game, but they end up scaling that back and now they're averaging 12 points a game because it's about sacrificing for the greater good. And I never saw James Harden take that at any point in his career. He didn't do it in Houston. I guess you can say he did it a little bit in Brooklyn because he had two other superstars there. So obviously somebody's going to take a step back, right? But I didn't think that he would do it in Philly. And what I saw from him in regards to him signing this new contract, him declining his player option for $47 million, signing a 2-year extension worth $67 million to give the team more flexibility to sign more players. Shouts to James Harden for that because I never thought that he was that type of guy.
But do you think it's that, or do you think it was the pressure?
Nah, I think it was the fact that he really understands that time is not his friend right now. His body's breaking down. He's getting older. He's not the same James Harden that we know that can be able to go out there and get 36 a night. So for him to say, all right, I'm gonna get $47 million and screw that, that's not beneficial to the team.
So you don't think the pressure from the public, the pressure from like social media, all his basketball peers, because if you think about it, he's technically on the path of being like a complete failure. Right? Because if you look at it, he dominated the game. I guess you can say he had a shot at, making the finals.
Yeah.
And then it goes from that, with him dominating, to him reaching Brooklyn, where the whole game of basketball changed.
Right.
So the rules of the game changed.
Right.
So now he's not going to the line 24 times a game.
Facts.
Now he's not able to just manipulate the refs and score 40 points a game where teams can count on that.
Yeah.
If you look at it now, teams are actually, nobody's scared to play defense on him.
Nah, at all.
They have no problem guarding him.
At all.
So with that being said, him going from that mountain to where he's at now, he's going to have to get help. There is no more, like, look, even when he went to Brooklyn, you've seen it. He kind of tried to commit to passing. It wasn't just stop, move, shoot.
Right.
He was running the break, giving up the ball faster. It just subtly changed. But think him realizing in Philly he needs another guy. It can't just be him and Joel Embiid. It don't work like that.
Yeah, I mean, they need help. And
Yeah.
he can't be running around the court looking like an old man with them bum-ass hamstrings that he got. He actually is in the gym now early, getting his body in shape, lost weight, and really dedicated himself. Like I said, I've never seen this version of James Harden, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
He has something to prove.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say I appreciate it because I feel like you waited way too long.
Well, I mean,
His
Great,
best
yeah.
his best
Of course.
years are behind him.
Of course.
First of all, this is what he should have did in Brooklyn.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
But
So
we all know the big dumpster fire that Brooklyn is. So, you know.
yeah,
I love to talk about Brooklyn.
yeah.
Hello, Brooklyn. We love it.
I don't know. I like Brooklyn.
Do you?
Yeah, I like Brooklyn.
I don't.
I like Brooklyn. I think COVID, Kyrie's situation is. But if you can get past that, I feel like they have a shot.
Get past what?
Get past the narrative that Kyrie Irving has,
Kyrie Irving.
which he put on he put on himself. Yeah, but wouldn't you?
Yeah, because it's Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I say it all the time.
They have a crew. Like if you look at that team up to that, like to me, a big issue last year was losing Joe Harris.
Granted, yes.
He was a big cog in that operation.
And the other big issue was Kyrie not getting vaxxed.
Yeah, but you would have gotten past that.
I don't think so.
But look at it now, because if you had Joe Harris in that series with Kyrie and KD
Against Boston,
that changes the game.
they win 2 games instead of 0.
I don't think so,
They still
because you know why? Bruce Brown doesn't play that much. Now you have a killer in the corner. So all the people that can, because if you notice, they cheated off of Bruce Brown majority of the season. Of the series. That's why he kept getting a lot of like offensive putbacks. He was able to do the things that he was able to do because nobody's paying attention.
Well, I mean, he's a 6'2" power forward, so.
And nobody paid attention to him. So
Yeah.
he was able to get. If you put Joe Harris in there, you take that away.
Yeah, but I
You
still don't
open
think
it up
they
a little
beat
bit.
Boston, though. Because when you got KD out there looking like dog shit, there's no way you're going to beat Boston. He had a terrible series.
But
Kyrie had a terrible series.
if you think of why KD has always been great, and I'm talking about the years of like championship style basketball, he was always great when he was never doubled.
Right. He was great when he was never roughed up.
But yeah, that too. But in this series, they were able to double. Like even the series they lost to Golden State when they were up 3-1.
Yeah.
All they did was double them.
And put hands on him. That's all you gotta do is put hands
That's
on
all
him.
they did.
As much crap that he talk on social media, somebody need to answer him and say, you know what? You got all this mouth on social media, but when them NBA players put hands on you, you ain't got no kickback for that.
Bro.
You ain't got no kickback for when they put hands on you. For when Al Horford put his hands on you. Right?
During the series.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why in Golden State you couldn't double. It was just one-on-one basketball.
I mean, listen,
The
Golden State
entire season,
is the
They're going
cheaper.
back.
Of course.
They're going back.
I don't know how good they're gonna be in roster. I don't think they're gonna win the finals, but they probably get there.
But why wouldn't you think they would win the finals?
Because there's too many variables in basketball to actually pin them in there right now. It's too many variables. They're good, but they've lost a lot. They lost Otto Porter Jr. They lost what did they lose? They lost what's the other guy they lost? Bielitsa. They lost some rotational guys, but they got the young kids, still there. Moody, Kuminga, Wiseman is coming back, so they'll still have a good team. I'm not going to disrespect Golden State. Moving on though, what are your thoughts on Dame Lillard pretty much staying in Portland now? I think this new extension that he signed, 2 years, $120 million, which is nuts. That kind of solidifies his tenure in Portland.
I feel like you don't know.
You still don't know.
You don't.
Yeah.
If you notice this whole offseason, everybody's re-signing and then they're going to demand a trade.
Taking the bag. Yeah.
So I feel like until the season starts and everybody's in place, you're not even going to know. Like Bradley Beal just signed.
Well, he said he came out and said that he wants to stay. He publicly said it.
That he wants to stay in Washington.
Yep.
He's throwing his career away.
Why the man throwing his career away, man?
I mean,
he want to be with one woman his entire life. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's what I was going to say. You can be faithful. that situation, what is it going to bring?
Happiness.
He clearly ain't happy.
He said, I want to stay with one woman my entire life.
I mean, dude.
Happiness.
All right,
there's nothing wrong with that.
You got a woman you don't argue with.
Exactly.
But y'all don't make love.
You got a woman that gives him whatever he wants.
But you don't make love at night. So, I mean, yeah, you can take the happiness, you can get those things, but
everybody's happiness is defined differently. We know that. So we gotta find out what Dame's happiness is. Maybe he's pretty fine in Portland.
I don't think he stays. I feel like depending on what Portland does is on. Bro, for the past couple seasons, he's been saying he needs help.
Right.
So could
but
you
how
imagine?
Much help
could you imagine they re-sign him and give him worse than what he had?
Well,
before?
I mean, they got him help. They got him Jeremy Grant,
which is a tough pickup. I like Jeremy.
I mean, it's not a world beater type of situation.
Jeremy Grant is a do-it-all player, though.
Man.
You don't think so? You didn't like him in Detroit?
The only thing I like about him is his last name. That's about it.
He's just missing the J.O.
That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? I could lie to people and say that's family. You know, we have some resemblance. You know what I'm saying?
Who they got somebody else too?
Did they?
I was gonna say they only got Jeremy Grant.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think they.
You think that's gonna make Dame stay?
He just signed the extension, didn't he?
Oh, but everybody's signing, BJ. Everybody's signing. I feel like this is probably the most unpredictable offseason we've seen in a while.
Well, it's about to get even more unpredictable because the Lakers are the biggest story in the offseason right now. Segueing into my favorite team, the dumpster fire that they currently are right now. I thought I'd never say that with LeBron James being on the roster, but the Lakers are a dumpster fire, and the reason why they're not a burning shit show, but it's like it's the dumpster's there, and somebody just has to light it. It's there. You know what I mean? You can see it, but somebody has to light it. It ain't lit yet, and the person who has the match is Jeanie Buss. I'll tell you right now, if I'm the Lakers, if I'm shareholders, I am questioning Jeanie Buss's ability to lead this franchise. She tweeted the other day, and it was like a drunk ass text, right? It was like a drunk tweet because they're on LA time, so it was probably like 3 o'clock in the morning on our time, right? East Coast time. Talking about, oh, I miss Kobe, and if Kobe was here, he would have told me this. And I'm like, what the hell would Kobe have told you about this situation? Russell Westbrook is on the team, right? It didn't work out. You hired a new coach because Russell Westbrook and the coach didn't get along. Fine. But now you have the ability to move out of Russell Westbrook and replace him with Kyrie Irving. If Kobe Bryant was alive right now,
she wouldn't have liked what he had to say.
Exactly. Because guess what Kobe Bryant would have told her? You need to go get Kyrie Irving no matter what it takes. Fuck them picks. Who cares about picks? That's Kyrie Irving. Like Jordan and Kobe were very close, right? Jordan used to always call Kobe his little brother. You know who Kobe called his little brother? Kyrie Irving. They were very close. So if this is an issue for Jeanie Buss to make a decision, Kobe Bryant would have made it for her. Yeah. So this is my problem, is that you want to feel like you want to take control back. Because I'm hearing rumors and reports that, oh, Jeanie, it's a power struggle going on. You're damn right there's a power struggle going on. We all know who runs the Lakers on the court. It's LBJ. And whatever LeBron wants, he gets because he's a superstar. He's a needle mover. You're not going to try to battle LeBron James for control because if you do that, he's going to be on the next thing smoking out of here. So why would you not say, okay, the Russell Westbrook thing didn't work because it was an odd fit to begin with. Let's pair him with a guy that he's played with and very comfortable with and won a championship with. Went to 3 straight finals with. It's a no-brainer. Give up them picks and get Kyrie Irving here. Don't give a shit about no picks. You care about a 27 pick, a 2027 pick, and a 2029? Bron ain't going to be here. Bron ain't going to be here. AD might not even be here. So what do you care about picks? You care about some 5th grader right now? It's nuts.
Bro, Bron is at the end of his rope.
So that's what I'm saying.
And he still got some left.
Right. So don't waste it.
You're supposed to exploit that.
Don't waste it.
To the highest degree.
Don't waste it.
Getting Kyrie would make that happen.
Yeah.
And like you said, they've already experienced greatness together. They've reached the mountaintop together. Right. So they have an understanding of what it takes. And I do think that, excuse me, this Kyrie maturity wise is way better.
Yes.
Mentally.
Yes.
Than the Kyrie in Cleveland.
It's just like I said on the previous show. I don't blame Kyrie for the decision that he made for leaving because he's young. You make dumb decisions when you're young. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to spend your career under somebody else's brand.
And you
wanted to make his own path.
And you gotta find out if you can be able
100%.
to swim by yourself. You realize that, okay, I could, but it's a little bit more of a struggle than being with LeBron. I'd rather have that security blanket rather than not have it, because you go play with your man KD. KD is nobody's security blanket. If you're looking for somebody to step up in a fight, KD ain't the dude to do that for you. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody who's going to be able to sit there at that media scrum, at that podium, and say, it's on me. Don't worry about what Kyrie did. It's on me. I'll take all the blame. That's what Braun does. Braun is that shield. Braun is that anchor that you need for a guy like Kyrie that just needs to be who he is. Yeah. He's a oddball. He's a guy that he's very moody. So for him, he can't be a leader. His personality is not that, and that's okay. Everybody can't be leaders, and that's all right. I think he's finally realizing that now, and that's why he wants to go back to LA.
I think he could have been a leader, though.
Yeah.
I just think the antics he came with didn't allow the other players to respect him as a leader. When he went to Boston, he tried to take these young guys and act as if I'm the man. I'm the GOAT in a sense. You have to follow my lead. But then all year he was injured.
Yeah.
Right? Then he started the whole, I had to call LeBron and apologize.
All right.
So all of those antics, to me, is what crushed his ability to become that leader.
That's fair.
On that level. Because then the whole flat earth thing started. And then it was, I need a mental break.
Once he said that, I was done with him.
Yeah.
I was done with him.
Thing is different.
I heard Claude say that one time too.
Flat Earth.
Talk about flat Earth.
He's a flat earther?
Yeah, he's definitely a flat earther.
Yeah.
He's a cross my legs, say flat earth with a serious face.
Yeah.
Type of guy. I don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate it.
But see, here's my take on the whole Brooklyn thing, right?
Yeah.
Outside of the COVID thing. Because remember, he needed a mental break and all that stuff. But if you remember during the time that he did it, that was around the time they were trying to get James Harden to Brooklyn.
Correct.
Right? So, if you remember the package deal, Houston was saying, there's no way y'all getting James Harden and keeping Kyrie.
Right.
We want Kyrie, we want picks, we want A, B, C, D. What does Kyrie do? Takes a mental break. Comes off to the media as a nut job. So you know what every owner in the NBA says? I don't want to deal with that nut job.
Well, that's what's going on right now.
But if you look at the game plan, which to me was genius, Kyrie basically threw himself off the entire market. And what happened anyway? They still got James Harden.
All right, so
without having to leave, without having to take, and then when James Harden comes, Kyrie's back.
So you trying to tell me that Kyrie has a plan?
I don't think that was a Kyrie thing. I think that was a Brooklyn thing.
Interesting.
Bro, because look, even during the whole process, they were talking to Steve Nash. Remember what Steve Nash was saying? I haven't spoke to him.
You give the Brooklyn Nets way too much.
You think so, bro? I think that was genius.
You give them way too much.
If it accidentally happened, it was a great coincidence.
You give the desperate franchise. You know the new name that I have for the Brooklyn Nets is the Brooklyn Simps. That's what they call it.
Why?
Yeah, because they do things to get their players' attention that they shouldn't do, and then their players take advantage of them, and now they're leaving. Then you trade away your future for those guys. There's a certain level of player that you do that for. Those guys you don't do it for.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. With that crew that they have now, all narratives and all storylines aside, You don't think that's an amazing team?
No.
So you have
It's about fit, bro.
you have Kyrie Irving,
Mm-hmm.
you have Seth Curry,
Mhm.
Kevin Durant, you have Ben Simmons.
Right.
Bro, that is a remarkable four.
Is this NBA 2K we're talking about, or we talking about real life?
No, we're talking about real life.
Okay, cool.
Because if you look at it, you got a guy like Ben Simmons, right? Scared to shoot, however you want to put it, but he can guard 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Right? Brooklyn's biggest issue last year, defense. Now you have a dude who's capable of actually running the floor, handling the ball, passing, attacking the rim, and then playing defense and grabbing rebounds.
Well, listen, hold that thought. We're going to talk a little bit more about those dumpster fire nets because you just co-signing them, or because you played at Brooklyn College, you want to co-sign the nets? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Huh?
Just take a sip of this.
All right, man. We'll be back after this.
Yo, it's your man DJ G Money from that Flip the Script podcast. You see it? We in the studio right now. Flip, shut up. Yeah. Oh, listen. Shout out to the All Even podcast. My man Barry Grant Jr. What's up, man? What happened? What you want to say to the people?
Shout out somebody else's podcast.
Yeah, my nigga the joint. What's up?
All even.
All Even podcast.
Yo, it ain't even up here, boy. We put this. Yo, what's up, man? All even. Yo, you. Oh my God. What's up with you, man? Now you. Well, that's a shout out. You keeping this?
Yeah, keep all that. You want to jump
All
in the
even
camera?
podcast, right?
Yeah, all
Shout out
even.
to All Even podcast, right? All even. That's your man.
My man.
All right, shout out to All Even podcast.
100%. He cool. Is he cool? Let me see. Is he cool?
Yeah. What is it, G?
Oh.
I said about G.
Oh. He cool, man.
Welcome back, y'all. So, Mr. Brooklyn College wants to talk more about these Brooklyn Nets. I'm sick of them. I'm not gonna lie. You're not gonna be able to sell me on the Nets. I'm sorry. Ben Simmons, he's a head case.
Mm.
Kyrie Irving, he's gonna be gone soon. KD, not more I gotta say about him. He needs all the help he needs. He needs everything to be perfect for things to work well.
Well, let me ask you, do you think if they change a coach, they change Steve Nash, do you think there's hope for him?
You change Steve Nash and replace him with who?
Well, that would depend. That would depend on how you look at the team, and as an owner, how you want to structure. How do you want to structure this team as far as
Right.
whatever? Do you want to be a run and gun team? Do you want to be a team that focuses on the old school Phoenix Suns?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's that a decision has to be made within the organization. Are you going to listen to the guys who don't understand how an organization works in regards to Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant about picking certain people to come here? Or are you going to trust your general manager and make the decision of picking the right basketball person to coach this team?
I agree.
That's the problem. So you got to make that decision beyond anything else. You can bring in another coach, but what if KD? Well, I didn't like him. I don't care what you like. We're gonna bring this coach in, and we're gonna fix this situation.
Yeah, once you have a coach,
You already contracted here. It don't matter what you like.
Once you have a coach where the players say, it's like we don't even have a coach.
Right. You've lost it. You've
lost.
already lost.
It was already over.
It was already over.
Once that was set,
100%.
I knew there was going to be issues.
100%.
Once that was set.
100%.
So you need to have someone similar to like a LeBron, right?
Right.
Where Bron likes to play for people he can respect.
Yeah.
Because what happens is at the end of the day, we all really know star players run the show.
Correct.
Right? So the coaches have to know how to coach the star player and then the others.
Correct.
So to have Brooklyn, you need to have somebody there that both of those guys admire.
Yeah.
And they'll be willing to do whatever it is that coach asks for. And then you just basically deal with the rest and have them follow the leaders. Now, it's just a matter of finding someone who KD and Kyrie will respect. It's not going to be Steve Nash.
Nah, definitely not gonna be
Steve Nash.
You don't
Steve
see-
Nash is not fit.
You don't see Steve Nash on TikTok dancing with his daughter. That's not somebody that you can be able to
Rick Carlisle would never.
like. You see
No,
what he
for
was
sure.
doing?
No, I
He
agree.
was out there wilding. Nicole, you're gonna have to pull that video and put it in editing. Like that he was out there skipping and hopping. That's a coach. I can't respect that.
And that's the dude you said is going to lead me to the
Right.
championship.
You gonna sit there in a timeout and tell me what I gotta do? I said, why don't you skip, stop, and do what you was doing on that TikTok video? Why don't you focus on that and give me the ball and shut up?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, and that's why I think with Brooklyn, it's not necessarily the players, man. You got to start from the top to bottom.
Correct. But they can't fix that.
You said they can't fix it?
No, you know why?
You know, but KD said he still want to play with Kyrie, though. He wouldn't mind still playing with Kyrie.
Because they're nuts.
But you still have two people committed to each other, who's willing to commit to each other.
And there's no team in basketball that has that much salary to dump. And that many resources to be able to combine to get both of them. There's only one team that can be able to do it.
Oh, no, for sure.
One team. And that's the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, let's go ahead and ask this question. Because I'm done with talking about the Brooklyn Nets. Does Kyrie Irving become a Los Angeles Laker before training camp?
I think so.
Yearly.
I think so. I'm not sure how true the report is, but they were saying that he already bought a $3 million mansion.
I think that's cap. That might be cap.
I'm not
sure. But he was at the Sparks game. He's out in LA right now,
bro.
So
if you don't think LeBron James has a whole hand in in that situation,
oh yeah. But that's what I'm saying about the power struggle between him and Jeanie.
But now financially, it makes sense to make the trade that easy, or is it more intricate?
The deal is the problem is that teams don't want Russell Westbrook.
And that's what I was going to say. I
feel
like
all.
The problem is
they don't want him. They don't even want him as a salary dump. They don't want him because they understand what type of headache it comes with Russell Westbrook. You're going to have to commit your entire offense to him. He's not going to understand what the offense is. He's just going to play his style of basketball. I'm just going to run up and down the court and rebound and throw myself at the basket. That's what he does. There's no IQ on his, so no team wants to deal with that. What Frank Vogel went through last year, every organization and every head coach is like, I don't want that. I don't want that. Because if that's me, I'm putting hands on him.
Yo, as bad as Russ played, at the end of that entire team played zero defense.
I understand.
The
but
chemistry was completely off.
I understand. But if you take Russell Westbrook off that team, you move LeBron James back to the point guard position. I'm not saying the Lakers go from winning 33 games to 58, but they make the playoffs. Russell Westbrook, by himself, single-handedly made the Lakers the worst team in basketball last year. His jump shots, his misses, created fast breaks for the other team. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
Guys weren't even guarding him anymore. They would half guard him,
with the GI.
And as soon as he would shoot it, they take off down the court. It's a problem. When you got a guy that doesn't understand that his athleticism has taken a step back and he's still trying to do the same things he's doing, that's a problem. When you have film study and the head coach is telling you, listen, we got guys that can be able to pull the ball off the rim, take it and initiate the offense. You have reports saying that Russell Westbrook clapped back at Vogel and said, no, you give the ball to me, I'm the point guard. But we got guys that can be able to handle the ball. We don't need to always give it to you. He only knows one way to play.
Agreed.
That's it. It's like an old person that doesn't drive on the highway and they know one route. They don't deviate from that route. They know one route. And if there's something happen, if there's an accident, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do because they just sit there because they know that one route for the last 30 years. That's Russell Westbrook.
Man.
And that's why no team wants to deal with that because he doesn't understand that he's not the guy that everybody thought he was a few years back. He's still the same guy to me. He's still the same erratic, low IQ on the basketball court guy he's always been. The only difference is that he's not getting triple-doubles. That's the problem. Because if he averaged a triple-double last year, you would have people out there, yo, Russ is doing his thing. Look at the numbers. Numbers lie all the time. Numbers lie all the time.
I feel like if, as a professional, he just went through probably the worst thing he's ever went through in his entire career.
Right.
As an NBA professional.
So you think that's going to make him better?
And that's where, to me, it becomes tricky because just as a human being, right now he's at rock bottom.
Yeah.
The only place to look from being at rock bottom is up. And, there's no worse he can do next season that he hasn't. I mean, unless he goes out there and unless he's point shaving.
I disagree. I think he could be much worse.
Yeah.
He can be much worse.
Nah, bro, he played.
Listen,
horrible
let me tell you something, Rich.
basketball, dude.
I'm washed in basketball right now, but I am not trying to dunk over anybody. Right? He's still trying to do the same things he was doing at 25. You can't do that anymore. That's the problem. He's not growing as his body is aging. Everybody does it. Everybody does it except him. And that's why he has a very good chance after this year is up and he gets that $47 million in his pocket. That might be the last year
I don't think so.
Russell Westbrook plays basketball. He may have to retire because I don't see any team signing him for any money. I don't. Unless he can be able to show this year that he has some humility on the basketball court.
But the thing is, but see, what you got to remember too is nobody's going to sign him for money that he wants.
Yeah.
He'll give up a veteran's minimum to have him on the team.
Okay, cool. So
He'll make $6 million. He'll be the Boogie Cousins.
okay.
He'll be like Boogie. Like, all right, he was nice. Completely went down a little bit, but he still has some sort of value. Because if you, like, in the ideal world, if I'm a coach,
Right.
I would love him to lead my second unit.
Yes, I agree.
Right? Because him on a second unit against another team's second
You
unit,
trashed him.
that's where he can thrive.
Yeah.
But nobody's going to have him leading the second unit at $30, $40 million a season.
Correct. But at $6 million.
But at $6 million, of course, are you kidding me? Why not? I'd even sign him 2 years, $15 million.
Now you bugging right now. You see, you over here.
What?
You stretching it out.
But I'm
You
just saying.
committing 2 years to that man?
But
What?
but I'm just saying that to say with that role,
Yeah.
he can be. Dude, how much has Gallinari made this year?
Well, I mean, they just bought him out, so he's
No,
making,
but last year. I'm sorry. How much he made last year?
I
I
think
think he made like 18 mil or something like that.
that.
On the bench
Yeah. Right.
to come in the game, put up as many shots as he want, and try to lead that second unit.
But give me
If you can
give me a
give-
48-year-old Gallinari over a 33-year-old Russell Westbrook any day.
Yeah, you take that.
Any day.
Russell. The thing about Russell Westbrook.
Rick, before you say anything, this is how bad it is, right? I'm gonna make everybody realize how bad Russell Westbrook is right now. His 2K rating for 2K23 is a 72.
that is true.
The man is making $47 million. His rating is a 72. There are rookies that got drafted in the second round this year that are ranked higher than that. So you're trying to tell me that 2K, the thing that everybody plays universally, they disrespect it.
Yo, no respect.
What do you think NBA GMs and coaches is doing? Huh? When they look at that tape.
Now, when you look at that, what do you think the player's doing? Like, do you think he's in the offseason actually? Because I feel like, I'll tell you what I feel his biggest advantage is.
Yeah.
He has LeBron James on his team.
I don't think LeBron James is calling Russell Westbrook to go work out. No. After
But
last season,
you're
no.
the ball and chain that's stopping me from getting to this last championship I need. Bro, LeBron James has way too much on the line. Steph Curry's about to ruin his legacy.
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is that I said it probably last season. You know, one of the episodes. I said the only person that can be able to save the Lakers from Russell Westbrook is God himself. Jesus Christ needs to come down and go to the Lakers facility and fix his jump shot. That's the only person that can be able to fix it. No man, no human being, no trainer can fix that broken jump shot. It's been broken for 20 years. 20 years!
You see what AD's doing.
AD has a jump shot.
Yeah, and he's working with...
He's working with Lethal Shooter.
So that's
Russell Westbrook would have to pay Lethal Shooter triple. He would have to stay at Russell Westbrook's house. Russell Westbrook would have to pick him up, drop him home, do everything possible to make sure Lethal Shooter is there every day for him to be able to fix that broken jump shot. It's broke. It's broke.
I just feel like there's too much going on to just say that Russell Westbrook is going to come back exactly the same. I just can't. I can't.
You know why I know that?
Mm-hmm.
Because when a dude gets sensitive about people calling him Westbrook, he's already gone. If you allow people to know what bothers you the basketball court,
agreed,
you are going to exacerbate it every arena you go to, they're going to be screaming Westbrook at you. So you gonna fight everybody? He's already given up. I'm telling you.
No, I think mentally, and that's why I said this was probably the worst year for him mentally, emotionally, and physically in his whole career of basketball. Now, how does any person? He's never hit this kind of adversity. Think about it. They were trashing him because of Kevin Durant.
Rightfully so.
You get what I'm saying? They trashed him because of Kevin Durant. But look what he did after.
What do you do?
Started averaging triple doubles. And I'm not saying he was doing it purely off because of him being good, but he progressed. He did something that made everybody look away from bashing him for letting Kevin Durant leave.
He put blinders on everybody for 3 years. That's what he did.
So if you take this situation,
Except me.
What, you can see through it.
I always knew that he was a fraud.
Yeah, you know, to me, I
Triple-doubles
realized that,
don't equate to winning.
bro,
It doesn't.
when the players started boxing out,
Yeah.
not even attempting the rebound,
Yeah.
to make it obvious that they would let him stat pad.
There was a video I saw one time where the ball came off the rim and Steven Adams was going to go get the rebound. He literally was fighting Steven Adams for that rebound. How you fighting your own man for the rebound?
Who's a big man?
That's bad.
Who's supposed to rebound?
But yet you got people out there. Yeah, Russell Westbrook, he's the man. Anybody that speaks like that, I don't speak to them.
You know,
they don't know the hoops.
Because basketball now becomes storyline. It's almost WWE-ish, bro. Whoever has the best storyline gets the most credit. Now, like you said, Westbrook was pulling triple doubles every game, and we, as players who really understand basketball, you see what's going on.
No, nobody was talking about the 7 turnovers that he was getting too.
But you know, in the crowd, what they're gonna say? Oh, triple double, triple double. He's the best. And that's really what you sell. Now, if you're the NBA, if I'm the NBA, yes, let him keep averaging those triple doubles.
Yeah,
because that brings ratings, that brings money, that brings everything. So he got to hide behind all of that.
Correct. And never learn how to play basketball.
Until playoffs.
Right. And never learn how to play basketball.
So
now, and he got to the biggest stage in the market where if you play bad in LA, it gets magnified 1,000%. Right? Where you're like, okay, it exposes all of your weaknesses. Just like New York. You come to New York, you will get exposed. You know, the New York fans, they're disgusting people, especially your brother, Jeff. Yeah. Just disgusting people. But, you know, I agree with you as well. I think we'll see with Russ, but I do agree that Kyrie is going to be a Laker before training camp. Now, I'd like to create a new segment here, Claude. Are you going to approve this? Yeah?
Sure.
Get a thumbs up? I'd like to call this segment Stuff That We Shouldn't Give a Fuck About in Sports. And the biggest headline for me is Aaron Rodgers' tattoo. Everybody's talking about the tattoo. There's 2 lions on it, and there's a what is like a clock on it.
It's like an eye or something like that.
Yeah, do you know what it means, Carl? Was there any explanation behind it?
No. It's like it's an eye watching 2 lions get ready to kiss or something. I don't know.
Right, 2 dragons. It's 2 dragons. Like, for me, why is this news? Who gives a fuck about Aaron Rodgers having a tattoo? This is not entertainment. This is not. Who cares? He's a football player.
Where did he get it?
Right here on his arm.
That's it. So it's just a.
It wasn't a sleeve. It's not on his head. It's not a Mike Tyson tattoo on his face. It's just a regular, normal ass tattoo that everybody talking about. Like, what are we doing in sports? Is it that bad? Is it that slow that we gotta talk about people's tattoos now? The fuck are we doing? Let's talk about training camp. How good the Packers are gonna be. What do I care about his tattoo?
Yeah, I don't even know. I would love to know like the story behind what made him get a random tattoo there. Like
the thing is, right, with tattoos, there's always a story behind every tattoo that you get.
Yeah.
Right? But you don't hear everybody asking people, hey, What's that mean?
Yeah.
It's a tattoo. Okay, it's a form of expression. Who gives a fuck?
At the end of the day, it's Aaron Rodgers, right? So they're always gonna bring up something
why is that
to keep
news,
him in it, because they're gonna keep him in the headlines. That's why I said I'm curious to know what made him do it. Simply just because maybe that's why it made news. Who knows? But I don't know. That's a pointless storyline.
Okay, so I just got it. It says Aaron Rodgers shows off his first tattoo as he gets astrology. So it's an astrology-inspired artwork inked onto his arm after Shailene Woodley split. So after he split up with his girlfriend, were they engaged? Hello? They were engaged? Okay, so Nicole says they were engaged. So they were engaged. So I guess this must be an emo tattoo then. So this definitely ain't no sports news. This is more.
Is that a liger?
It might be a liger, right? It's not even a lion. It's a liger. You see what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? So he broke up with his girlfriend. He got a tattoo, and now we talking about why we not talking about what the Packers gonna do for next season, right, Phil? You gonna pick Aaron Rodgers next season in fantasy? You might not do it now because of the stupid ass tattoo. I don't trust him. now.
I'm taking Aaron Rodgers.
I don't trust him now. Not with this tattoo. I don't trust him.
Is it on his throwing arm?
Yeah, I think so. It might be. I don't trust him. But it's nonsense. It's complete nonsense.
If Tom Brady got a tattoo, you think it'd make news too?
But what?
It'll be the same thing.
If Tom Brady got a tramp stamp. If Tom Brady pulled up to the beach and somebody got a little peek at his tramp stamp, that would be the biggest news in the offseason.
100%.
But guess what? It's Tom Brady. So I could be able to pass that. Aaron Rodgers ain't no Tom Brady. As much as I love Aaron Rodgers, he ain't no Tom Brady. But this ain't news.
Is Aaron Rodgers one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now?
Oh, 100%. Yes. He's definitely top 5 still, right?
Top 5?
Borderline, yeah.
Top 5?
I mean, look, top 5 sounds better than top 3. It's still in the top 3. It's still there. It's 5.
I mean, I just say Tom Brady.
You want to be all technical.
I say he's number 2. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. I give it Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
I got Pat Mahomes over Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I got Pat Mahomes over Aaron Rodgers. Slightly. They're pretty much the same kind of quarterback. Honestly.
Negative.
They are.
Pat Mahomes uses his feet to make everything happen, dude.
So does Aaron
That
Rodgers.
dude's a magic man. Not like Pat Mahomes.
Are you crazy?
Pat Mahomes depends on running.
The fact Aaron Rodgers is 38 years old now, he don't run as much. But before, Aaron Rodgers was always running.
Why? What has Aaron Rodgers never had? Never had a great line.
Okay.
He had to run. He didn't run because he wanted to.
He didn't have a terrible line.
Aaron Rodgers never, bro. Majority of times he ran, he ended up injured. Breaking his collarbone because he had to run.
He broke it one time and some big.
No, he broke it like twice.
Sat on him. That's what happened.
He hurt his shoulder like
That's
twice.
what happened.
Look, I don't know. To me, what I define as a quarterback, I think Aaron Rodgers has more of a quarterback skill set than Mahomes.
First of all, how can you define?
Mahomes is still amazing.
How can you define anybody as a quarterback when you're 49ers fan?
49.
Garoppolo's your quarterback right now.
Jimmy G.
Yeah, Garoppolo's your quarterback. Then you got the other guy. What's the rookie guy?
Trey?
Lance. He's not even ready. They don't even know what he is.
Well, he better be ready this year.
He's not gonna be ready.
Jimmy G got to go.
They keeping him.
He got to go.
They keeping him.
But he's not gonna make it.
But I tell you what though, I would rather take Jimmy G over the bum ass quarterback that I got in Dallas. Give me Jimmy G over Dak Prescott any day of the week. Any day of the week.
I don't know what is it with Jerry Jones and quarterback. This fixation he has for these quarterbacks is crazy.
Romo was better than Dak. Romo's better.
Romo's a loser.
So is Dak.
Yeah, you're right.
So is Dak.
So what does Jerry Jones have with these losers? What is it?
He loves the losers. It's like women who pick bad men. Right? They always say, I don't know why I always pick these type of guys. Well, you attract losers.
Well, maybe it's just you. Maybe
yeah, exactly. Maybe it's you. Exactly. Maybe it's a Jerry Jones thing.
Now, do you think Jerry Jones does it?
What?
One of these years before?
What, wins the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I would hope so. I'm a Cowboys fan. Of course I'm going to say yes.
I mean, but realistic.
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, you think so?
Once they get rid of Dak. Once they get rid of Dak,
But who do you put there?
anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody. Give me Jimmy G. Who wouldn't Jimmy G?
I don't know. Jimmy G's soft, man.
He beat Dak.
Great quarterback.
He beat Dak.
No, but that's because San Francisco is better than Dallas.
He beat Dak. Anybody can beat Dak.
But I don't know.
So I want to get into the Britney Griners situation, but I'm going to hold off until after the break. We're going to get into that. But before we get into the break, how do you feel about fantasy this year? Because you've been a punching bag in my league for years now.
Yeah, I don't play. I've never played Mayhem Fantasy. I've never played.
Don't try to air out my fantasy league. My fantasy league is rock and jock football. That's the way I sell it.
Listen,
that's the way I sell it. Okay.
I've never been on steroids, so I wouldn't know how to act in a league like this. All of you guys are clearly using HGH, and I'm here just trying to be honest. I'm taking the beating for, but you know what I'm taking this year?
Yeah.
Some HGH. If I can't beat it, I'll join them.
Listen, man, I am a punching bag in my own league. I have not won in my own league, so I'm gonna plan. I'm just gonna put it out there right now, Chloe. I'm gonna do anything remotely possible. If I have to cheat to win, I will do so. I'm the commissioner. I can do what I want.
And you're gonna use Claw again,
huh?
You're gonna use Claw again.
I did not use Claw. I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on.
I don't know what you talk about. It's not documented. There's nothing on paper.
I have the receipt.
There's nothing on paper.
There's yes or no? Did you decline my trade?
I did not decline your trade because of.
Did you guys veto my trade?
It was a bad trade. Yes.
After the trade that you made,
my trade was fair.
You traded with the dude that got eliminated.
What do you mean?
How is that fair?
Every fantasy league has their own rules. I don't have to follow ESPN's guidelines. I do my own stuff.
BJ, in 50 leagues, I can guarantee you're the only league.
And that's
that allows
why
you to trade with
that's
people.
why I'm a wild card. That's why I'm special.
Sure. Don't worry, I'm taking the HGH this year.
Okay, you better. Because that's the only way you're going to keep up, baby.
I will.
All right? But we're going to talk about that Britney Griner situation after the break. Welcome back, y'all. Yo, so this whole Britney Griner situation, right? And I'm going to let my man Rich get into detail about it because he's very knowledgeable about the situation. But the part that I like to talk about, because I always like to see the oddness in situations, is that the Phoenix Mercury head coach, he said some wild shit. She was like, if this was LeBron James, the U.S. would do everything in its power to go get him. Yeah, no shit. That's one thing. But here's the other thing about that statement. LeBron James would never put himself in a situation to get bagged. Newsflash, right? LeBron James would never find no stuff in LeBron James's bag like that if he's going somewhere or he's coming back from somewhere. You know why? Because LeBron James has a brain in his head. And I'm not going, this has always been my stance with this, Rich, is that ignorance is not an excuse. It's not. It's not an excuse. You should know what you are not supposed to have in international waters. If I'm going somewhere, I'm going to make sure that whatever I got is safe to go where I'm going. If it's not illegal. It's like if I drive down to Delaware right now to go buy cigarettes, that's illegal, right? If I get bagged with the cigarettes coming back to New York, I'm going to say, I didn't know it was illegal. It is illegal. You took the risk to go down there. I can't use ignorance as an excuse. They going to bag me, they going to put me in jail, and then I'm going to sit there and cry. Right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
I just think with the whole LeBron situation, exactly what you said too. But number one, Braun would have never been in Russia.
That's what I'm saying.
Number two, if Braun was to be in Russia, he's not flying with regular patrons.
Private.
He's in his own private jet, so he's not even getting searched.
Right.
And I say that to say, bro, there's levels to this.
Facts.
So when you mention LeBron James, that's a complete different.
Like you're going to the tippy top, and you're putting Britney Griner in that situation.
That's a completely
what are we doing?
Different entity. And at the end of the day, they're talking about attention. That we need more attention. We need to do more.
How much more attention do they need, bro?
She is getting all. Do you know that if I went down there and came back with,
nobody would know. Nobody would know,
and nobody would care,
except
I would be down there,
right?
Well, who would I get to write?
Nope.
Well, I get a supervisor in my job to write a letter
exactly
to the embassy to try to get me out. So at the end of the day, she's getting everything. And the fact that she has the potential, look what we're giving up for her.
Right.
We're giving up an asset that could be a detriment to the USA for a basketball player.
An ignorant basketball player.
To me, that's crazy. But I understand. If we're able to do it, she is the face of the WNBA, and
is she?
Well, I mean, I guess you could say that she's one of the better players.
Is she
in the WNBA? Yeah, I give it to her, bro. She's like 6'9".
She ain't better than the girl in LA right now, the big 6'8" model.
Liz Cambage?
Yeah, she ain't better.
Yeah, I take Liz Cambage.
Yeah,
I take Liz Cambage. Yeah. But I mean, look, I feel like you can't ever compare her to a guy like LeBron James when it comes to stuff like that. Because then LeBron James will never be.
That's what I'm saying. He'll never be in a situation like that. You gotta use your head. Like I always say this about athletes, and I'm starting to learn that a little more. It's not just athletes. I shouldn't just kind of single them out. It's more about celebrities and people who have reached a certain stature in society, right? Is that they have a self-awareness issue. That they don't believe that certain rules apply to them. They don't live in the real world. They can be able to do things, and if I got away with it the first 3 times I got here, I can get away with it again. No, that's not the way the rules work. If you slip through the cracks the first 3 times, it's still illegal. So if they bag you the 4th time, you have every right to get bagged. So you have to understand what you're doing. You got to understand where you are, what you can be able to do there. And just because you're an American doesn't give you the right to just stomp around in other countries and do what you want to do. It's not the way it works. They look at Britney Griner like, who are you? We don't care for you. You're not our person. You're not a Russian citizen. You one of them. And if you got something illegal in our country, we gonna get you. Mm-hmm. We gonna get you. Look what they did to the ball son in China when he was playing for UCLA. He stole the glasses, and they wanted to keep his little ass over there. You know what I'm saying? And who was he? He was nobody. He was a nobody. And they was like, oh yeah, you want to steal from us? What we do with people that steal here is that we cut off fingers. So you can either stay in jail or we can take 4 of your fingers. Pick one. But you in a different country. You can't behave like that. We don't beat up and jail people and rip fingers off when people shoplift here. We have probably the easiest criminal system in the world.
Bro, they have iPads in jail.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't have an iPad in my
They got better cable than me, man.
Sir, for real.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta steal my cable. They get better cable than me. But you know what I'm saying? This whole situation of them making her look like a martyr, that's what I don't appreciate. I don't like that part of it. I just don't.
But I do feel like the attention that they want her to get, she's getting.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The other good thing I think is that the other Americans that are out there that nobody knew about before,
right,
are now able to get to be a part of this deal,
exactly,
to be able to come home.
So
like, that's why the White House, that's why the White House keeps saying, look, we're working on getting her,
right,
and also other Americans back home too, whatever the case is. But she's definitely getting all the attention that she wants. Now, if you want to hypothetically speak about LeBron James being in Russian hands,
right?
When LeBron James left Cleveland the first time, remember when he went to Miami?
Yeah.
Economically, what happened to Cleveland? The year after, they lost like $200-something million in revenue that they were making the years when LeBron was there, because the Cleveland Center is jumping. Everybody's spending. Everybody wants to watch Cleveland play.
Facts.
Now they go to become a team that's just trash, not even to making the playoffs. The games are not selling out no more, which means the restaurants in the area aren't making money. Nobody's shopping in that area. So that whole area just loses millions and millions of money. What happened in Phoenix when Britney Griner just went missing? Nothing changes. Right. So, and that's why I was saying before, there's levels to certain people. If I get locked up, ain't nobody gonna. What? I have to look at Russia as my new home.
Right.
Like, all right, dude, I guess I'll just spend 10 years here. Nobody's going to come for me. That's just not how it works. But because of who she is, she's actually getting attention.
Right.
Think of how many Americans are actually locked up out there. Nobody knows. But Britney's gone, and they're going to get her back for arms dealer, which is nuts. A basketball player for a damn near terrorist is crazy to me. So I do think she's getting the attention that she wants. Maybe just not on the level as, like she said, LeBron James, or if you lock up a famous actor, or you lock up somebody who's on that level, it's just different. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I do think she's going to be home within like the next couple months. But I do feel like as long as Russia has whatever plan they have in place for whatever they're trying to do, they're going to use her. Why wouldn't you? It's leverage.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you make a fair point. You know? So, now that that's out the way, I'd like to say the segment of my choosing. I love this segment. It's the greatest segment on the planet. Dummy of the week.
Dummy.
Who do you think it is this week? Not sure?
No.
What about you?
Who's doing stupid things this week?
Oh, there's always dumb things around. What do you think, Phil? Cole, you have no idea? Well, I'm going to tell you who it is. May I have the drum roll, please? And the winner for Dummy of the Week this week, the NBA. The NBA is the Dummy of the Week. You know why? The NBA decided to do something that I never thought they would do. I never thought that they would go this far and be this bad and this kind of like participation trophy type shit. I thought the NBA was beyond this. The NBA decided to create rings for the Summer League champions. Rings. Now, I've been watching Summer League for a long time. People watch Summer League, they enjoy it. Why do you need to get a ring for a Summer League championship? That is not something that's a world achievement. That's like winning a rec ball tournament. Everybody get rings in a rec ball tournament? It's nonsense. I never thought the NBA would be a participation trophy association. Rings?
Yeah, I mean...
Rich, rings.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a bit excessive. But I could understand, like, because everything is it's all logic. So to me, if you give the entire... Because you got to think, like, coming in the Summer League, a lot of teams don't care. A lot of teams don't really care about the winning too much.
Right.
They just know, I drafted 2 players. I signed these players. Let me try to get the most I can out of them.
Right.
Not necessarily caring about the game. Because, man, we used to watch Summer League games where dudes was getting punched by 40.
Right.
Like, those games aren't interesting.
Right.
When you're talking ratings.
Right.
The only people who mainly watch Summer League games are who? Real basketball players. Like, people who really love the game of basketball.
Which means that they don't deserve rings.
Agreed. So now what they're doing is they're incentivizing hard work, hard play. Like, they're incentivizing coaches and teams, you actually have something to play for now.
You see my face?
No,
you know what it feels like to me? It feels like Toby that's on the Little League team that can't hit, right? Everybody gets a trophy. Everybody gets a trophy. You want a trophy, Toby? You can't hit the ball, but here's the trophy for you. They're getting a ring for Summer League. You're already on the team. That's your reward. You get a trophy, you get a jersey. It's just like being in a rec ball tournament. You get a jersey, you get a shirt, you can take that home with you. You can take that home because you're not gonna be in the NBA. This is the closest you're gonna get. You gonna get a ring for that? What is that ring gonna do in regards to clout? People gonna look at that ring and say, oh, cool. So you was Summer League champs. Oh, word? Like, you not get my fantasy championship holds more weight than that Summer League championship. I earned that one. You know what I'm saying? Claude got 2 of them. He got 2 rings he could be able to show them Summer League champs. Oh, you got a ring, fam? I got 2 of mine. What's up?
Yeah.
Really? Really?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a bit excessive to me. I think they could go without it.
They can definitely go without it. Give them a give him a gift card to Applebee's and kick him out the door, man. You get a ring.
Yeah, rings.
You gonna waste NBA dollars. You gonna waste NBA dollars to go make rings?
Yeah. What do you think about the summer league though?
I love summer league.
Yeah.
I don't love the rings. I love summer league though.
Who do you like? I mean, do you have players this year you see that you like?
I mean, some guys are stepping out, like Paolo. He had a good game. Chet had a good first game until he got put under the basket by Kenny Lofton Jr. But, you know, they got
Baby Z.
Yeah, you got a couple of guys. But, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man. The NBA, y'all need to do better at the end of the day. That's my message for y'all. So I love you. You're a consummate professional. You do things the right way. But just this time, I got to get y'all. So the NBA, you guys are big losers today because you want to give everybody a participation trophy. But you're winners for Dummy of the Week. That's all for the show, Rich. I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you for having me.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You know, just make sure the next time you come, your beard is not so glossed over. You're embarrassing me on my own show. I gotta make sure I gotta put more coconut oil on my beard so I can kind of upstage you.
See, is it Cascade?
Yeah, it is Cascade.
Okay.
I don't appreciate that. I don't like that.
That's what I went
I
for.
don't like that at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't appreciate that. I don't like anybody trying to upstage me in my own show. Claude, I appreciate you. Big Phil, Nicole on the ones and twos. Stay safe. Stay cool. Peace. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at All Even Podcast. Listen to the show on Podbeam, Amazon Music, Spotify, and wherever you find your podcasts available. And check out my YouTube channel, All Even Podcast. And don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button.
My son is the champ, so get over it.